I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's collective tarot love reading. So we're just going to jump straight in the collective, pull a crowning card, then we'll pull additional cards, deep dive, and we'll see what's going on with both you and your person. Now there may be a bit of background noise, collective. It's the neighbours. Okay, so let's dive deep. Alright, the Sun card. The Star. Here you go, collective. Well, coming in with the Sun card, and this is probably going to pertain to both you and your person. I mean, straight off the bat, you would say happiness, okay? But what it actually talks about here, collective, we just need to go a little bit deeper. Here, it's what is happiness for you and your person. And because what it's saying here, collective, is for both you and your person here is that there's requirements when it comes to the Sun card, when it comes to happiness. Yeah, it just is that way. And so happiness really, with the Sun card, it really pertains to self. As opposed to looking outside of yourself for happiness here, collective. One first must choose it, and also one must find that inside of yourself. This is what I'm getting with both you and your person here in your reading. Okay, let me deep dive. Let's keep going here, collective. Of course, it's about trust here, collective. You're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles. Trusting in oneself, though, collective, as opposed to trusting in another person. First, one must trust oneself. Learning to trust is another one here, collective. So let's go. Okay, you have the Page. Oh my gosh. You have the Page of Wands. You have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands here, collective. Okay, you have the Chariot card. This is the Page. Oh my gosh. You have the Queen of Wands. You have the High Priestess here, collective. Okay, you have the Three of Pentacles. You also have the Three of Cups. And you have the Nine of Wands. And you are coming in with the Devil card here, collective. Ooh. Right. Okay, let's have a look at this, collective. So what it's talking about here, collective, is that you had to actually work for it. That's what I'm getting, for what you have at this point in time here. That's what I'm getting. You had to work your ass off, collective. And you had to dig deep. You had to make the effort here in your reading to make positive changes is what it's talking about here, collective. See, what the Sun card is talking about here in your reading is what you've had to do in order to get to where you are at this point in time. Yes, of course, it's how your person sees you, collective. Because they too are part of this reading. The way in which it's coming in. Okay, collective, and I will deep dive and I'll go a little bit further here in your reading. See, what it's talking about here, collective, is that for yourself, this is how your reading is coming in. For yourself, in order to come in with the Sun card here, you had to start from the beginning. You had to do it all over again here, collective. And you definitely had to work your ass off to get it. But it was about the devil card. What it's talking about there, collective, is that you had to make that conscious effort to do it. You had to choose it here, collective. It had to be your choice. But what it's saying here in your reading is that because it's talking about your life. This is what it's saying. It's talking about your life and what you had built prior to this. What you had built, what you had invested in. Here, collective, this is why you had to override the program, because there was a lot of work to do here, and you had to commit to that here in your reading, and you definitely had to make the effort here. See, what the devil card is also talking about here, collective, is that you had to come out of this program, this outdated belief system here, collective. You had to override it. But it's not like it happened overnight, because you had to make that effort, that conscious effort to change here. See, what it could also be talking about here, collective, it's also your person. They too have to make that effort here. Yes, of course, you are both a reflection of each other. You both mirrored each other here, collective, because you had your own negative patterns and habits and toxic behavior here, and so does your person here in your reading. But you had to choose whether or not you were going to make changes here, collective. But in order to make changes here, first you had to face your own reality. All right, let me deep dive here, collective, and let me see what else I'm able to share with you at this time. So you're coming in with the Sun card, and so what the Sun card is talking about here, collective, is exactly what you've been doing in order to come in with the Sun card here. Now, what it also talks about here, collective, is most definitely it's your person. What I'm getting here is that they too have to make this choice. They too have to choose to go after the sun, to go towards the sun. But the sun is their happiness. And like I said, for yourself here, collective, the happiness is within this person. And so they have to get themselves ready for that. Ready. It's going to take a lot of effort on your person's part here, collective, because they may not have made any kind of changes, or they didn't make the changes here, collective, when you made changes. This is what it's saying. See, it would have taken a hell of a lot out of you to face your own negative here, collective, your own negative attachments in terms of neglect, abandonment, and rejection here, collective, because those needed to be removed. This is what it talks about here, so that you could let the light in order to come in with happiness. Yeah, of course, you want your person to be the happiness, but they are just that motivating factor here, collective. They are the push that you needed here to step outside of a comfort zone here, collective. in order to bring in order to attract positive towards you, because coming in with the devil card, what it talks about there, collective, is that in the past there was a lot of negative that you attracted towards you here, more negative than positive here, collective. Okay, let me keep going. Now you were coming in with the Queen of Pentacles here, collective, and so this is a huge reading for yourself here, collective, because what the Queen of Pentacles is talking about here is that in the past you had, you lived up to people's expectations. You followed tradition and religion, and you followed it to a T. Because in your mind, your perception here, collective, is that it had to look a certain way. It had to be a certain way. And even though you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles and the Devil card, what it talks about here, collective, is that you are a very hard worker. And you worked really hard in order to bring in happiness, in order to bring happiness into your life here, collective. But it never really went that way, because what it's telling me here in your reading is that you always looked outside of yourself for love here, collective. But because of the way in which you were thinking, this mindset that you had, collective, what you thought there was that building a foundation, material prosperity here, collective, it was going to bring in happiness. And it may have brought in some kind of happiness for you here, but what it talks about here in your reading is that there was still avoidance, there was still a void. You still ignored your own feelings here, collective, because you looked outside of yourself for love, and so you stopped loving yourself. This is what it's saying. Now, what it also talks about here, collective, is that this is a new beginning here. So what I mean by that is that that whole perception, that whole mindset on how to make money, how to do what everybody expected of you, that's just completely changed for you here in your reading. So the way in which you build your foundation is totally different now. You have a new beginning. This is what it's saying. And you work really hard to make it happen for yourself, because you have to. That's what your reading is also talking about here, collective. Because you had to understand here, collective, that it was all about your environment. It was all about your everyday life here. And what it talks about here is, yeah, you worked hard, you worked the grind here, collective. You could have even started working at a very young age here. Because working was important. But what it also talks about here, collective, is that even though you put in the hard work, it still didn't bring in the sun, the happiness here. Like I said, success here in your reading. The Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the High Priestess here, collective, are the same person. All right, let's keep going here, collective. Now you're coming in with the Page of Pentacles. Now the Page of Pentacles is coming in as both you and your person here, collective. And what it talks about here in your reading is to make changes here, this is what the Page of Pentacles is talking about. There needs to be more effort on your person's end. That's what it's saying. They actually have to deep dive here, collective. What it's talking about here with the Page of Pentacles is your person wants to know, and they are figuring out certain things here about themselves, but they're not going deep enough. That's what it talks about here in your reading. So, yes, of course, when you're coming in with the Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and even the High Priestess, they are still seen as a student here, collective. Now, with the Page of Pentacles, what it talks about there is that, yes, your person is still a student, but they haven't invested yet. They haven't chosen yet. That's what it's saying. That's what this is talking about here, collective. Now you were coming in with the Page of Wands here, collective. Let me keep going. See, what this talks about here, collective, is that your person still has to learn, but learning more about themselves. And what your reading is saying here, collective, is your person wants to learn more about you here in your reading. So what makes you happy? How did you do what you did here, collective? But what they need to do, and I don't know if it can come in that way here, collective, but they actually need to focus on their own neglect, abandonment, and rejection. See, with coming in with the Devil card here, collective, this is not going to override the program. I just want to make that quite clear. This isn't going to bring in any kind of change in your person's reality, in your person's life at this time. Because, of course, these are big changes. This is going to be a huge change for your person. And yes, if they're coming in with the Page, they may still fear it. They may still fear these changes here, collective. They may not trust it fully trust it at this time. What it's saying here with the Page of Pentacles is that, yeah, your person knows certain things because here, collective, but they don't know the full extent of it. That's what it's talking about. Now you are coming in with the Page of Wands here, collective. And so what the Page of Wands is talking about here also, it talks about, well, once again, it's about effort. That's what I'm getting here, collective, making that conscious effort to change here in your reading. See, what it's telling me here is that this means a hell of a lot to your person, okay? And of course, they have learned their lessons here, collective. And what it talks about here is coming in with the Page, yes, of course, it can be seen as a risk here, collective, but it's almost like a calculated risk here. What it tells me here in your reading is your person doesn't like to be forced here to make certain changes here, collective, to be seen as someone who needs to make changes. They like to choose whether or not they are going to make the changes here, collective, which is why this person is coming in with as the Page here in your reading. See, what it also talks about here, collective, is that you're different from anybody else that is in front of your person at this time. Yeah, of course, it's kind of coming in as being mindful here, collective, on how they approach you, on what they need to say here. But even though they're going to say something here, even though they're going to reach out here, collective, But don't quote me on that. Here, it's still, they're still going to feel like it's being forced because they want to do it on their own back, but they know they need to. See, and it's like it drives your person nuts here, collective, because they have to come out of a comfort zone, and they're not used to coming out of a comfort zone here, collective. Or what it talks about there, collective, is that your person is actually quite used to people approaching them. And even with the Page of Pentacles here, it's your person is used to people showing them and telling them here, collective, how certain things are. But with this Page of Pentacles, your person has to figure it out for themselves. Now, you were coming in with the Chariot card here, collective, and so what it talks about here in your reading, well, this is coming in as your person, to be quite honest, collective, and they choose you. They definitely choose you here, collective. What I get with the Devil card also when it comes to your person, and even those that are around you at this time, collective, is that their feelings for you have changed here. And I was going to say it's a little bit more than just, see, your person definitely wants it. Here, how else can I put that in a better light, collective? It means a lot to your person, more than you know, to have you in their life, for you to choose them here in your reading. Because this person, your person, chooses you. That's what it's saying here. And now you are coming in with the Queen of Wands here, collective. You're very attractive here. Most I get here, collective, is you have choices. You have choices in front of you, and your person definitely knows that. See, with that Devil card coming in here, what it talks about there, collective, I spoke about negative patterns and habits, but it's a little bit more than that for your person. You are bringing in a Tower moment here, collective. Now you were coming in with the High Priestess. What it talks about here, collective, is you've got to make things happen. You've got to come in and you've got to ground it. Here, ground your thoughts. Here, if you've got ideas, you need to actually apply it. You need to be doing something about it. That's what it's saying here. Now you are coming in with the Three of Pentacles here, collective. And so what it talks about there, collective, is getting a whole new perspective on things. You're coming in with reprogramming here. You're coming in with building. But this time you have to build it on your own, and you know that. But more importantly here, collective, what it talks about here is that you like your independence. You like to provide here, collective. Now, just before I carry on, I'd just like to say I offer counselling, mentorship, advice, programs, and tarot readings. If you're interested, details are in the description box below. I'm not just a tarot reader here. All right, guys. Okay, now you are coming in with the Three of Cups here, collective, and what it talks about here in your reading is that, well, this could very well be reconciliation here, collective. And that's the truth here in your reading. What it can also talk about here, collective, is that it can also talk about helping others here to come out of a past program here, helping others to override the program of neglect, abandonment, and rejection here in your reading. All right, now you are coming in with the Nine of Wands, and so yeah, what most definitely here, collective, it's effort, it's ambition. You have to keep striving, keep moving forward. Your person definitely knows that's what you're up to. You have a lot on your plate. You really don't have time for others, is what your reading is talking about here, collective. Now you're coming in with the devil card. And so what the devil card is, it's got to do with your person here, of course, with yourself here, collective. Override the program. Come out of that past mentality, that past stuck mentality of neglect, abandonment, and rejection. Okay, because the devil definitely loves that kind of stuff. But it's your person. There's changes happening here for your person, but these changes have to do with the way in which they feel about you and the way in which they feel about themselves. That's how it's coming in. Okay, collective. Right, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Join us in the Facebook group, and I will catch you later. Bye.